Hi again, this is Ankit Ranasaria. Hope you enjoyed my last video. And I know that this is a new beginning and I am learning slowly, but I really hope to come up with better videos every now and then. So, this is a video which will review the last week football as we know and will preview the next week. And I'll try and have such a video, a review and preview for the week once every week. I hope it sounds well. Yep. So to begin with, I would like to review obviously my club, which is Chelsea. And we did have a great week last weekend. We played Southampton away, and Southampton is a team that has been doing great at home. And I believe in this calendar year in the league, Chelsea was the only club to have beaten them earlier this year. So it was a huge challenge for Chelsea to go to the Saints and beat them, and so we did. We started, not that great, maybe on the back foot, I thought, but I didn't know that Antonio Conte's tactic was actually to invite Southampton and then go on the break, and that's exactly what we did. We played with our new formation, which is a 3-4-3, and we had David Luiz, Spilicueta and Cahill marshalling at the back, along with goalkeeper Courtois. In midfield, we had Nemanja Matic and N'Golo Kante, the Warriors, along with Alonso and Victor Moses on the wings. And certainly, Victor Moses in particular has been a revelation recently in this season, especially. Up front, obviously, we had Diego Costa as a main striker, with Eden Hazard, the maestro, and Willian supporting them. And although we started on the back foot, we got an early goal via Eden Hazard. And we continued the domination in terms of the gameplay. That means to say that Southampton had more of the ball, but still we controlled the game. And in the second half, as soon as the game started, we got a second goal with Diego Costa getting the winner. It was a fantastic goal out from outside the box from Diego Costa, which is a rarity in itself. And we were 2-0 winners. With respect to other clubs, well, unfortunately, all our major competitors also won their games. The ones at the top of the table, that is Manchester City, they won away at West Bromwich Albion. Then we had Arsenal, who are on a great run actually, and they won their match as well. Apart from Liverpool, who certainly had some scary moments in their game against Crystal Palace, but were eventually winners thanks to their attacking trio, which is in great form. But however, we were lucky to have Tottenham drop points, and I certainly believe that Tottenham is a team which can challenge us for the top four, along with Manchester United, which also dropped points, although they had numerous shots on target, one of the records I believe, but still were not able to break that. And Ibrahimovic certainly is having a rough patch at the moment. Anyway, we are in the top four, and I believe the gap between the top three and the fourth team, that is us, is just 1 point. So we certainly have a great chance to do well and go up further in the table. So that is about for last weekend, which was week 10 in the Premier League. And in terms of the other games in the week, of course, we are not in the Champions League, so not really speaking about Chelsea in the Champions League. But over the last 2 days, we had numerous English clubs in the Champions League, and I believe more or less they had success. I briefly spoke about Manchester City beating Barcelona yesterday, as well as Arsenal beating the Bulgarian side, which was good for them. However, the second day of this match day, so to speak, wasn't that great for English clubs. Leicester City just drew with Copenhagen, and Tottenham at home, which is not really their home, it is Wembley for this season, but they were still not able to beat a team in Wembley again. So Yeah, Tottenham is really having a tough time in the Champions League thanks to their so-called home this season, Wembley. Let's see how match day 5 and 6 goes for them, because it is crucial for them to pick up some points. And yeah, for now, Leicester City are looking good for English clubs, as is Arsenal and Manchester City. So yes, Tottenham is the only club among England sides to really fall short, so to speak, till now. Yes, so that is about it as far as the review for the week is concerned. Well, coming to this weekend, Chelsea certainly have a very difficult tie. We are playing Everton. Everton, they are a great side, especially under Ronald Koeman, and they have been the bogey side for Chelsea for many a years now. I don't remember Chelsea ever beating Everton convincingly in recent years. Possibly the 6-3 in the season that we won the league a couple of years back. But again, we did concede many goals in that match also. So they are really great. They have, of course, an ex-Chelsea man in Romelu Lukaku leading the line. I certainly envy them for that. However, we do have Diego Costa, and in great form at that. So yes, as far as our team is concerned, since we are playing at home this time around, I expect Chelsea to go on the front foot, dominate the match, and get some early goals. Not totally different to say the last couple of matches, but certainly different tactic wise as compared to the game against Southampton, because Southampton was a tough away trip, unlike the coming weekend, where it is important that we certainly put the front foot. So yeah, I expect us to start in the same way in terms of the formation. It would be a 3-4-3 formation, I would expect, with David Luiz, Aspilicueta, and Gary Cahill continuing to be the defense. Of course, in front of Thibaut Courtois, who has been great recently. In the midfield, again, I would expect N'Golo Kante and Matic to protect the back three, and Marcos Alonso, who I'm sure must be used to it by now, to face the pressure at Chelsea, and he has done well till now. So yeah, no issues for him to continue at left wing back, and at right wing back it would be Victor Moses again. I certainly expect Victor Moses to continue his form. Up front, it would again be Diego Costa, Eden Hazard, and Pedro. I know that Willian, has been back for a couple of weeks after the short break that he had, due to unfortunate circumstances. But I certainly expect Pedro to continue, because while Willian wasn't in the team, Pedro has done exceedingly well, especially in the game against Manchester United, which was a big game. So this is another big game for Chelsea, and we certainly need to beat Everton to go up the table. So yeah, that is the formation as far as Chelsea is concerned. I expect the bench to have Cesc Fabregas back. I hope he is fit enough to be on the bench at least. I know it's unfortunate that he is not getting many chances in the first 11, but you never know. Just like Pedro, made a case for himself while Willian got a short break. Same thing might happen in midfield. So I believe Fabregas is really working. So his fitness, is something that he can prove on, and the class he has, I'm sure he will come back. So I certainly expect him to be on the bench and maybe make a difference if we need him in the second half. Along with him, I expect Oscar, Willian, Michi Batshuayi, and maybe John Terry, of course, our captain, as well as Ivanovic to continue on the bench, apart from Begovic, of course. So that is as far as Chelsea is concerned. I expect Everton to maybe play the same formation as West Ham did when they beat us in the League Cup last week, so that they could cancel out each position and maybe stifle Chelsea to score. So that, as far as Chelsea is concerned, I expect it to be a close game and hopefully win. But as far as other teams are concerned, not many teams are going to be tested this weekend. Of course, Arsenal and Spurs will be, because they are, playing against each other. So that is a close match, and certainly one of them will drop points. I prefer Arsenal drop points, obviously, because they are ahead of Chelsea by a point currently. However, I'm sure if anyone loses or draws, it doesn't really make a big difference at this point. Good thing is that one of them will certainly drop some points. And Manchester City, Manchester United, as well as Liverpool have fairly easier games, which I expect them to win. Although Manchester United is away and also playing for Fenerbahce today, so which can be a test. But Swansea is not a great team, currently, and they are expected to win that game, which they certainly need at this point. Thanks to Jose Mourinho and his confusing tactics this time around, they haven't yet started the season really. I would like to end my video by rounding up with some of the rumors and possible news for the week. To begin with, I cannot believe it. John Terry is going to China. I can't believe it. Why would John Terry go to China? He's had an illustrious career with Chelsea. I'm sure financial reasons are not really needed for him, because he's made a lot of money, and that's a fact. But they say, that is the tabloids say, John Terry is going to China to link up with Luis Felipe Scolari. Well, I can understand the media thinking about it. Just connect. Scolari is to Chelsea, so John Terry is to Scolari, because John Terry is Mr. Chelsea. It doesn't work that way at all, and that's a fact. Anyway, the fact is, John Terry did not really have a great time under Scolari, because the defense under Scolari did not have a great time either, and John Terry was the mainstay of our defense during that time, and I don't see that being the sole reason for him to move to China. Of course, they say it's the money factor as well, which again is really not needed, as I had mentioned earlier. So I don't really see it happening unless Ramirez convinces him to join him at China. I think that is more of a believable rumor, or an excuse for John Terry to go there. But JT, being Mr. Chelsea, I believe will stay in Chelsea, fight for his place at least for this season, not leave in January. Or even if he leaves Chelsea team in January, it will be for his coaching badges that he would be getting, and possibly being an assistant coach in Chelsea in the coming couple of years, or at least he would be thinking about going to MLS. But seriously, China? No way. Anyway, that is the rumor, so I had to tell it. Another rumor that I'm hearing is about Bertrand Traore. Well, Bertrand Traore is not really happy at Ajax, they say. I'm not sure why, because I believe the Ajax coach is the same coach who really supported Bertrand Traore while he was at Vitesse a couple of years back, and he did well. So it's only October end or November beginning right now. So in the beginning of November, why would Bertrand Traore want to come to a conclusion so soon and leave Ajax? I know he has not been playing as a main striker, but on the wings he's not bad, and he has still scored, I believe, 3 times and got 1 assist in the last couple of months. So I still believe he should continue there, at least for this season. The reason I think for the rumor is also because Michy Batshuayi is expected to go on loan, because he hasn't really proved himself, which I kind of agree with, because he hasn't really looked the part to be a great striker to replace Costa. I know Traore is also not of that standard, but still Traore has more experience in Chelsea as he has last term as well. So Batshuayi could possibly go on loan. Another rumor that is coming along again is Fabregas to join Batshuayi on loan to Milan. Well, I certainly can expect Fabregas to leave, and that is sad because he is a class act. Yes, he doesn't have an engine, but he is a game changer. I can see that happening because Milan needs a game changer. They don't have great playmakers in the middle of the park, while Chelsea currently doesn't need one because we are playing a 3-4-3 formation under Conte, and we certainly have better engines than Fabregas in the middle of the park. So he may go to Milan, and the rumor is he'll go on loan along with Batshuayi. While I can certainly expect Batshuayi to go on loan, but going on loan for Fabregas doesn't make sense for Chelsea either because he's not getting any younger. So we certainly need to invest in the money that we receive from Fabregas' sale to get a better engine in the middle of the park for us next season. So I can certainly see him go, unfortunately, but not on loan. Last but not the least is the left back situation, which is a mockery at Chelsea, to be honest. I hope Marcos Alonso's form continues because he certainly seems to be there in terms of performance. It's just a consistency that needs to be judged. Well, the rumor is that Chelsea are after two new left backs, the one being Ben Davies, the Welsh international, and the other being Kolasinac, the Bosnian international. While Kolasinac I can still understand to some extent. Yes, there's a Begovic connection of the Bosnian national team, but again, is he really that good? Coming from the performances that he had in the World Cup couple of years back, I do not expect him to be at that level, but you never know. To add to that fact, I believe he is a Schalke player. I believe we already have Abdul Baba Rahman. So he's on loan to Schalke from Chelsea. Why would Schalke replace a player from Chelsea and then sell us their player? Doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, coming to Ben Davies, I'm laughing. I'm really laughing. It's Tottenham. Doing business with Tottenham is totally a waste of time. We have learnt a big lesson in the Luka Modric story that was there a few years back. Impossible. I don't see that happening. We need a backup left back because Ola Aina is primarily a right back, but not Ben Davies or Kolasinac because I don't see them happening really, and we need one level up as well. So yeah, that's about it for the rumors for this week. Not sure how many of them were actually news. Yeah, that's for this time, and for next time possibly you could comment below for any news or rumors that you agree to or you might have heard that I might have missed on. So feel free to comment and kindly like the video and subscribe to my channel. I certainly expect to get more videos of more interesting variety in the coming days and hope to entertain you. Please feel free to criticize me if need be, and if you like something I would certainly appreciate that as well, and keep the blue flag flying high. Thank you. Bye.